Well, also the nationwide doctor strike has intensified, with the Indian Medical Association calling for a withdrawal of essential services today. The all-important general body meeting of NRS junior doctors ran late into the wee hours of today. But it ended with some good news. The doctors have agreed to meet Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and expressed interest in ending the impasse that has crippled the state's medical infrastructure. However, the doctors want the meeting to be held in the public eye and not behind closed doors. So the crucial discussions will be held at the conference hall in the state secretariat. A team of 28 student representatives and doctors from 14 medical colleges are expected to meet the Chief Minister at around 3 p.m. today. The doctors will be demanding extra security at the hospital, an account of the actions taken against the attackers, and also an apology from the Chief Minister for her controversial statement calling the protesting doctors outsiders. The last demand is likely to be a sticking point in the meeting. Meanwhile, the Indian Medical Association has called for nationwide strike today with the withdrawal of essential services, including outpatient services. However, doctors at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences have decided to stay away from the strike. Let's go over to Hong Kong, where tens of thousands of people are continuing their protests. They, in fact, are demanding that the city's chief executive, Carrie Lam, should now step down. Demonstrators, in fact, clad in black, have taken to the streets of semi-autonomous city. The mass rally comes after Hong Kong government suspended the controversial bill. These demonstrators there on your screens are demanding the complete withdrawal of the bill, which also, in fact, allows suspects to be extradited to China for trial. The protesters, in fact, have received global attention. The latest coming in, U.S. President Trump is set to discuss the matter with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping at the upcoming G20 summit.
We won't accept that because this is a matter of time. It will come back again. We want this eventually vanish. Yes. So it has to be collected, but not postpone policy.
Definitely, this is not any moment that we should feel happy about. Although we are united as one, we've got more than 1 million people going on the street. This is a very saddening time. So, but it's good that we can see people getting united and then they all stand together as one.
Meanwhile, the city's embattled leader has apologized, in fact, for the way in which the extradition bill was being passed. Lam, he's seen as a Beijing-backed leader, suspended the legislation. She has fallen to the pressure which has been exerted by massive demonstrations in the past few days. She has admitted that there were loopholes in the bill, saying it needed to incorporate the people's views. Civil rights activists say that the bill could, in fact, threaten Hong Kong's civil liberties. They say that China could use the bill to get back at political opponents. Leading rights activists have urged protesters not to budge until Lam resigns.
What I really want is Carrie Lam to withdraw the bill and relieve all the social pressure. And also, we demand Carrie Lam to apologize to the people, to apologize to the protesters. Also withdraw the saying that Hong Kong's protest is riot. Only when Carrie Lam apologize, withdraw the bill and step down will Hong Kong people end all of our protests.
Meanwhile, Taiwanese have come out in support of Hong Kongers. Thousands of people in Taiwan took to the streets in solidarity with protesters in Hong Kong. We earlier spoke with the Hindus China correspondent Atul Aneja. Here's what he told us about the issue.
Demand seems to be, as some of the interviews which you showed, some of the visuals which you showed on your screens, did talk about Carrie Lam stepping down and the withdrawal of the bill. I think that's where the buck will stop. That's the maximum concession which the Hong Kong authorities would be giving. And Beijing might be ready to sacrifice Carrie Lam to ensure that the protests die down. Because as you mentioned, the big picture shows that, that the Trump-Xi talks are going to go ahead at the G20. So it's getting further internationalized and probably getting linked to the broader trade war and the Cold War, in fact, between the U.S. and China. You also mentioned Taiwan coming into the picture with protests coming over there. So I think Beijing is under pressure right now to defuse this crisis as soon as possible. And if that means Carrie Lam's head in the end, I think Beijing would be happy, would be ready to accept that eventuality, I think, at this point in time.